Hello, everybody. Different video type. So I saw that stupid 100 guys versus gorilla trend, and, you know, people are stupid enough to think that gorilla would beat 100 dudes at once. But, gave me an idea. What would 100 people beat? So, I got some friends. Say hi, friends.
Yo, what's up? Yo, what's up?
I'll drop their socials if, they got any. And, yeah, 100 people versus various animals. So let's set the conditions. The people will be bloodthirsty. There will be no they run away. And the animals will also be bloodthirsty. Because otherwise it's just going to be animals get fear hacked by 100 humans. Or the 100 humans bitch out from seeing an elephant or something.
Or like, God forbid, a bear.
So I think we can all agree right away, without weapons, the elephant kills the 100 people. There's a reason why cavemen invented spears.
They're pretty much like walking through them like how they walk through everything else. Like, it's very bad.
Yeah, I don't think anybody with a functioning mind is going to disagree with 100 humans getting physically crushed by a bull elephant.
Elephant's legs are pretty much like stone pillars. Them walking is gonna kill at least. He's gonna kill at least 2 people a minute at this rate. And if they start swinging their tusks, then that's just about it.
Yep. Like, if they can throw trees.
If they can casually fight multiple hippos and rhinos, then I'm not sure what else people are gonna do.
Alright, so next on the list, the rhino. I'm gonna go with the rhino still killing the 100 people. What do you guys think?
Rhinos kill 100 people.
Yep.
Rhinos have like, unlike elephants, rhinos have like actual like armor. Like, elephants are just big. Rhinos have actual armor, and they have that tusk. If the rhino starts running and starts literally throwing its weight around, we're talking about like 50 trampled people, stabbed people, crushed people. That's pretty much what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And there's thicker than elephants too.
I also don't know what the game plan is, right, with the rhino. Because, like, at least with the elephant, there's probably going to be, like, oh, well, they're slow. But rhinos are fast. Rhinos are very fast.
Like, I don't know, like, rhinos, you can maybe hit their eyes, but their eyes are so small and they're so fast and aggressive. I'm not sure how you're going to, get to that or hold it in place to actually do damage to its eye. And even if you do damage one eye, like, you just have like a gorilla, not a gorilla. You just have like a rhino running at everything. So it's like, I don't even think you can really outlast it. I mean, like
100 humans versus 1 hippo.
We'll get to hippo. We'll get to hippo.
It's like, I don't even think like you can even really outlast it, because I mean, it can literally just like run through, kill a bunch of people, stop and rest, come back, and just keep killing people until they're dead.
Yeah.
And it can literally lie down, and humans can start stomping on it, and they can just get up and start killing people. Like, we're not getting through that armor at all.
Yeah, we're talking about a thing that weighs 3-4 tons. Some of them get close to 5 and can run 30 miles an hour. That's like literally just a truck with a horn on its face. Yeah.
Yeah, there's enough there where 100 people are beating rhino.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think one that's been interesting is the hippo. They can still, obviously kill anybody, right? With like just a swing of their head if they feel like it.
Or just eat you.
Yeah. I'm going to put them up with the elephant and rhino, because even though they're like half the size of rhino, they're way more aggressive. They're still really fast. And I still am seeing a lack of ways to bare hand beat them up.
Their other thing is that they're dense. Like, their muscle density is even more dense than rhinos and elephants. You literally get they're like 4,000 pounds, give or take. And even with the stamina thing, like, kind of similar with the rhino, they can literally just stop, rest, and then just come back and beat people up. Like, and the thing is like hippos, they're pretty good stamina. Like, they literally like fought a pack of lions all night, continued into the day for quite a good bit, and the lions barely got through its armor. This is like an entire pack of lions just like biting at it for hours and hours and hours. And I think it's pretty safe to say that a lion like is at the very least the power level of like several humans put together with a sharp edge,
Yeah.
So I think the hippos
Actually, yeah.
Because of walking units.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Attitude.
I forgot about that because hippo fights don't usually last that long. I forgot about that. Yeah, it takes that long to do that for lions, and like even then, when lions kill hippos, their strategy is usually like chew through their spine eventually. Like they can't just kill them normal. They have to chew in there and wait and hope. If lions have to do chip damage, I don't see what humans are doing. And like, okay, so just to clear up, like if people find weapons in the environment, that's technically fine, but people are not walking with, firearms, spears, because, that's, silly. I think everyone knows 100 humans with, projectile weapons beats damn near anything. That's why we're
Like,
in the position we are now.
if you get like 100 people with spears and guns, even an elephant's gonna fall eventually.
Alright, next on the list. Ooh, this one's interesting. An alligator.
Okay, what kind of alligator we got?
It's the American alligator, so they get pretty large. Not as big as, Salty's Nile crocodiles, but pretty sure they still get like 15 feet.
I think we got it because one, like if it's on land, gators like crocodilians in general have like notoriously bad stamina on land, notoriously. So and the thing is like 100 people is like enough to pick up a tired alligator. Then once that happens, it's pretty much whatever we can just flip it on its back, and then we can just like attack its eyes, its underbelly, and then we can probably eventually get to that underbelly as opposed to the back. And the thing is, they'll tire up pretty quickly. So I think we can deal with it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy if you've ever watched Crocodile Hunter.
Yep. Well, let alone gator boys. They capture alligators all the time of their size. Like 2 people could catch a 12-foot alligator.
It should be easy for 12 people then.
I think so people are still definitely going to die.
Or somebody is at least getting their leg
Yep.
bitten off of their arm.
They're getting mauled.
Yeah.
Now, I would say if this was a big 20-foot saltwater crocodile, a lot more people would die. Crocodiles are more aggressive. I'm pretty sure they're faster. I think there's papers that they actually turn faster. I think they have more stamina.
Human versus the world's largest crocodile.
They also
Stamina.
they'll also have their like tail, which will like knock people over when they try to come from behind. But I think on land, they'll still eventually tire like a lot faster than
Right.
like the other. And like once we eventually flip it over, we can eventually like take it out eventually. We just
Yeah.
get on something.
This is one of those times where I think the human like stamina just comes in because humans have like really stupid stamina.
We're talking about like a wolf level of stamina. Like,
Especially since, like I said, the humans are bloodthirsty. They're, not your typical person who's afraid of spiders and rats. Right? They're feral.
Slayer fans don't go to concerts.
They're
like,
feral.
Honestly, in this case, even if it's average people, like the average human gas, like the first humans can literally walk away, sit down, catch their breath, and come back. That's literally how this situation could work because there's literally that many people working on this damn crocodile. So if humans do get a little bit windy from this average people, they can really just walk away, sit down, catch their breath. It's that many people too.
Like the gator obviously has like the offensive power to like crush anybody.
Yeah.
It's just their stamina in combat is not that insane. So I think 100 people is just going to wear it down. Getting through the armor is going to be very difficult. I mean, once it tires, I think they have it.
I need to say something.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a multi-hour drive ahead of me from the beach back to home. So if I join I'm essentially saying I can't be in DC talking for very long, but I might be able to join muted later on.
Okay. We'll see.
It depends on how long this conversation lasts.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, in terms of alligators, like the thing about alligators is just like what they said, it's the stamina. Like 2 to 3 people are able to wear down a pretty large alligator. There was a show called Gator Boys that came out in 2012, and they caught an alligator in, I believe, Mississippi. It was called Big Bull, and it took about 7 people to take him down.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if 7 people were able to take Big Bull down, then and he was like a 13-foot over, I want to say close to 1,000-pound alligator, then 100 people are definitely going to be able to wear an alligator down.
Yeah, and I know there are rumors of like 20-foot alligators, but I've never seen actual proof of that in like papers or like recorded. So I'm just gonna say they're not that large.
I know the case of the largest alligator. It's a report from the early 1900s, getting its measurement approximations from a bullet wound. So take that as you will.
I think a large crocodile, that's a bit more even because A, they're larger, B, more aggressive. See, I think they are faster. I could be wrong on this, but I do think they attack faster than alligators do.
Crocodiles are just better at fighting in general. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than just saying they're better at fighting. They're just better fighters.
I can explain it. I can explain it very well. So basically, like alligatoroids, well, alligator toys, which basically would include the alligators of Cayman. They are natural prey items for big cats, you know, in terms of like younger individuals and things like that. Of course, when they're adults, they rarely have predators, but they lack certain defenses and certain metabolism to be able to fight. Like crocs, on the other hand, they deal with way better, way more competition. Like in Africa, now crocodiles deal with lions and stuff like that, like prides of lions. So they have.
The competition level in Africa basically means that almost every predator in Africa has like a much higher average fighting ability than most predators in other areas, just because of how high the competition is there.
Like even when American alligators and American crocodiles fight, American crocodiles usually dominate them.
Yeah, and American crocodiles are usually smaller, right, physically?
They get bigger, but like around the same size, they are like a bit more linear, yeah.
Compared to alligators, yeah, like crocs get a bit bigger, not that much, but most of the time the crocodiles win. It's only like an alligator that's big, like an exceptional alligator versus like a smaller croc. Like
or the alligator. I'm sure the alligator can win. It's just it's way less likely to.
Yeah, we're putting the alligator in humans win, especially off the stamina issue.
I agree. Absolutely agree.
Now let's move on to something a bit more interesting: a grizzly bear. Now I think we all know 1v1. A grizzly bear is killing anybody. These creatures can throw around 700-pound dumpsters like they're toys. They can snap the spines of bison and moose. They can take like fairly decent shotguns and not instantly die.
Also, to add what you just said in terms of the grizzly bears like throwing around dumpsters, yeah, the researchers at the University of Minnesota who did the research paper said that was when they were playing around. So that's like them casually doing that, and they did not want the grizzly bears to get angry.
A grizzly bear's claw can be like the width of your chest. Probably humans could maybe do it, but the thing is, like, unlike someone like a gorilla or something like that, like a bear, if it starts swinging around its paws, will actually start one-shotting people. Like if it starts biting and like clawing, people were talking about, the gorilla can't fight. In the bear's case, you ever seen a bear fight? They actually have like very, very good, surprisingly good wrestling skills, which would definitely help. And another thing is that, like, unlike the gorillas, bears have, for whatever reason, have like surprisingly very good stamina. Like most predators, they fight, it lasts about like a minute, 2 minutes, maybe 3. Bears can fight for like 10 plus minutes before they finally stop. And that's not even from being tired. Sometimes they just stop because the fight is just over. They can fight for at least over 10 minutes, which is way longer than most predators can fight. So have all these advantages, plus have high stamina. So they can one-shot people. They can one-shot people with claws to fighting. They also have speed, so like if they get overwhelmed, like they can maybe like retreat for a little bit and come back. And then they can probably like rinse the thing. It's like a bloodlust damage, trying to like kill everything there. Because certain bears, they can go into like surplus killing, where they just kill just to kill. Where there's like so much prey items around, and they just start killing. Even if they don't eat it all. That's like in the wild. That's like just natural. And add on the fact this is a bloodlusting grizzly bear. I don't know. This is a hard job for the people.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. It's a very hard job for the people.
Yeah,
Just-
plus there's, like,
Just side note on the nature stuff, most carnivores will surplus kill when they get the chance, but bears seem to do it like a good amount. You mostly get in like two scenarios: either A, easy prey, right, which is very rare in the wild, or livestock, right. That's where fox and hen house, that whole situation.
And plus, there's a video of a grizzly bear like running for over a mile just to get a caribou, and the video lasted close to 14 minutes.
So this bloodthirsty grizzly bear versus 100 bloodthirsty like feral rage humans, I think, is actually a fair fight.
If the humans win, we're talking about at least 60 dead people.
They do just hit hard enough to actually kill you with one good blow. Now, since we said bear and even fight, this is probably going to piss people off, but I think tiger, it's just in a worse situation. Because cats do not have that same sort of stamina that bears do. Right, like a tiger can also like knock your skull off if he really wants to. They do hit that hard. But cats don't have great stamina.
They're very, very quick, especially tigers. They have very flexible spines that lets them do like much quicker paw strikes than other cats their size, like lions. Lions don't have the best stamina in the world, but from what I've seen, they make lions look like triathletes. Like tigers are not very, very good on the whole stamina department thing. So while I do think it would kill a lot more people than the crocodile would, just because of how fast it is. It would probably get stamina taxed by the humans. And I think that's probably what's going to happen.
And I do think it's taking a good number of the people, but there's just too many of them.
There's 100.
Yeah, there's 100.
There's 100 people.
I think tiger could probably take 30 or even 40, but 100. That's way too much.
I got the tiger taking 30.
If the tiger would run away and then come back and try to fight people, then I'd say it'd kill at least 50 before going down.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to say, just for those who are going to bring it up, if we're talking actual quote unquote normal encounter, the 100 humans would actually fucking flee. They would actually be the ones running from the tiger. Tigers are some of the most ballsy creatures I've ever seen. They will actually charge 100 people.
It's actually happened quite a few times. On historical accounts of tiger hunting, when they got a big group of people to distract the tiger. The tiger has actually charged a massive group of people before, and the people looked at that and was like, no, and they did just leave, which is understandable. I'd have probably dipped too,
Yeah. Now the lion is in the same situation. I think it does a little better. I guarantee you this is going to start lion versus tiger, but lions seem to have better stamina in terms of fighting, and they're more willing to fight overall. I mean, everyone's bloodthirsty, but lions seem to fight to the death a bit more.
Lions borderline don't have any fear. They will charge into groups of wildebeest or buffaloes. They're a lot, because lions are used to being in a pack. They're much more used to taking a risk, and they're much braver animals than a tiger. And they don't strike as fast as a lion, as a tiger. But it's still very fast, and they're also very aggressive. And they also have that mane, which adds an extra layer of protection.
Now, I've heard people say the mane might not be all that good for defense, but I think a thick coat of hair around the neck, especially since it's fighting unarmed humans or improvised weapon humans, so finding rocks or whatever on the ground. That's definitely still going to actually help it. And the only vulnerable places on a cat's body are either between its legs, which good luck getting there, and its face area, which someone's getting mauled if that happens.
The thing is the lions, they can operate through injuries very well, from getting delimbed, getting pieces of them tearing off, and they're still fighting. I think the specific advantages the lion has, I actually would put that if the tiger is more like a human's advantage. I'd say a lion is like bordering closer to the 50-50 mark, if not just there. Like because because they are like more heavily built than tigers, so like I do think they are more durable. They do they tank a lot more hits from bigger animals like all the time compared to tigers, and they're still like up and fighting. They do have like the extra mane. They don't strike as fast, but they still strike pretty quickly. Like I actually put a lion more like in 50-50 when it comes to like fighting the people.
I think the humans still win. I think it's harder though, because well, A, got to deal with the mane. B, the lion has better stamina.
Well, in 50-50, the humans can lose or win, so I think that's like a decent spot.
That's fair. I do think they'll still wear it down over a while. I mean, it's just male lion, so there's that. I'm gonna say I do think tigers are more robust from the papers I can find. Like they have stronger shoulders and back. Yeah, male lions do seem to have like a bit more adaptation to fighting. Right, that's why they're so much bigger than the females. Right, they're just full of that much more testosterone. I mean, it's literally their job, fight the other males and hyenas and stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's because of like their lifestyle. They fight a whole lot more than tigers. Tigers engage in like one-on-one fights very infrequently. Like even two lions that are like the head of a pride can sometimes have a disagreement and then just have like a scrapping match for no reason. That even happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Which that will pretty much never happen with the tiger. There's their behavior just just doesn't really happen with them. And it's like it's because like I think another thing that would give a lion an advantage over a tiger in this scenario is, like I said before, just their sheer aggression level is higher than a tiger, and their ability to take risks. They are much more willing to take a risk than a tiger is. It's because of the pack animal versus solitary animal. Solitary animal is much more likely to be more reserved or to take less risk as opposed to a pack animal, where if they take a bunch of risks and it doesn't work out for them, at worst they can have a pride help them for like a couple weeks. Whereas with a solitary animal, they don't have that luxury, so they're not willing to take as much risk as a lion.
Now, I will say, lion, tiger, right? There's like all sorts of individual like cases. I know it's going to be brought up, right? There's clips of lions being scared of small lizards. There's photos of tigers killing rhinos. That's not important for the overall discussion, but I know it's going to be brought up anyway. So.
I mean, if you want, if you want to bring that up, we can play that game. I can bring up like 5 images of a rat scaring like 10 people away.
But yeah, that aside, I think the lion in this situation does better than a tiger. So yeah, we're just gonna leave it there. Now for one that's an oddball and gets weirdly underestimated a lot, the giraffe. I'm gonna say the giraffe has the advantage.
Absolutely.
They're not as large, right? They're not as physically large as something like hippo, right? Giraffes only weighs about 1 ton, but they're also like 20 feet tall. So the strategy is very limited.
Like, I mean, like, okay, most people can't dunk. So most people will not even be able to get to like its chest. And the thing is, like, look, don't mind you, their legs, they do look skinny. But their legs are strong as fuck. Like, I've seen giraffes walk for like a mile with like fucking 15 lions on its body, and its stride length does not even stop. It just keeps walking.
Yeah.
Just keep walking and walking and walking. When lions take down giraffes, that's like a 10-hour process if they're fighting a really big one. Because lions can't really beat giraffes. They just have to over the course of hours and hours and hours. And the thing is, right, like, if the people run in it, like, the giraffe can start kicking around. That's at least taking out like 10 people. And then the giraffe can sprint away. The humans can like run. They catch up to it, gets kicked, sprint to it, gets kicked. And the thing is, like, the average person's stamina in terms of running isn't really that good. Like a human, like the average person can't run a mile. The average person just simply can't run a mile. So like it's like if the giraffe is like sprinting away, if humans catch up, it keeps kicking, That's kind of like in that scenario, like they won't be like dogpiling it as much because in like just 10 strides, the thing is like 20 feet away, and they're still running at it. And when they get close, the thing just starts kicking around, throwing its like dinner plate size feet around. I mean, it'll probably actually decapitate several people actually.
Yeah,
But
I think that has actually happened. If not, I mean, they definitely do hit hard enough. I've heard they've broken lion skulls with a kick before. I'll see if I can find anything on that. And if that's true, I mean, if they can bust the skull of a lion, they're destroying any single human.
Yeah, but honestly, for me, the reason why I think putting them in the advantage as opposed to they're just gonna win is because if the humans are able to really all grab on his legs, that weight is more than what lions can do. That is more weight, so it would eventually bring it to the ground eventually if they all grab on its legs without trampling each other.
And most of the time, when lions bring down giraffes, the strategy is trip them. Right, like take out the back legs, the giraffe falls over, and that's way easier. And there's even footage of single male lions doing it to smaller giraffes. So it's unlikely, but it's in the cards, right? It's not impossible.
Go ahead, fellas. I appreciate being in the video.
Yep. See you.
See you, buddy. Okay. No, later, MJ.
Later.
By the way, guys, MJ, here's a fun fact on MJ. Theoretically speaking, he could beat a gorilla with a machete. I'm just saying. Theoretically speaking, he could do it.
So a moose, I think, is kind of in the same situation as a bear.
They don't have the same kicking games.
They're not as agile, they're not as swift, but they're way physically taller, right? Like a bear has to stand up on its hind legs to be the height a moose just is.
What is a moose, 7 feet at the shoulder?
Yeah, they get about that big.
They're tall as hell.
And they're not so lanky as the giraffe that it's the humans can flank it easily. No, these guys deal with packs of wolves, right? If they can deal with the stamina and the coordination of a wolf pack, they know how to deal with this situation. It's just that 100 humans is a bit of a difference in there. So I think this fight is actually kind of fair too.
The number, wolves are very good at fighting monster creatures, but the numbers is a lot. So I think it's a good 50-50 shot. And mooses are just freaking big. They're so big they usually make bears just that freaking big. So that's a good.
They're so big they usually bully grizzly bears.
There's footage of a female moose making a grizzly bear run for its life. That's happened a few times. The bear was like, "Nah, I'm not dealing with this."
Nope. I'd rather go eat some salmon, but I'm not. This is not it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much really I can say about it. I mean, the moose probably kick people, stabs people with its antlers. They probably either win that way, or the people could eventually take it down. Because wolves can take down mooses, and the average human is I'm gonna go with 40 to 50 pounds bigger than a wolf in terms of weight. So the humans theoretically could take it down. So I'd say 50-50.
Now here's one that's gonna probably either get people mad or get people confused. A fighting bull. I'm gonna put that in fair fight too. They're a bit smaller than a moose, but they are so damn aggressive.
If they're going in fair fight, they have to go Actually, no, man. I don't know. If listen, this thing's like a battering ram, because mooses, they're not battering rams. They don't fight like battering rams. You can do lions, you can do bears. This thing literally run through a pack of people, and just repeatedly do that over and over and over again. And then they got them sharp horns, which will be easier for them to access. I don't know, man. I don't know what a country crew is gonna do.
Yeah.
I don't think
Actually,
I think it's an advantage.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, yeah. Especially because fighting bulls, they're literally bred for that. It's they're what people think pit bulls are.
Like, and they're like 60 pounds. That's like a. So like, we're talking about like a
Yeah.
very like densely packed animal.
Like, yes, people survive being mauled by bulls, but it's like, I wouldn't count that as a win, personally.
I mean, like, he didn't die, so I mean, I guess it is a win technically.
He didn't die. Hey, at least nobody died.
Shit, you sure as hell didn't win.
Yep, you didn't win. No, we're definitely heading towards the creatures that, 100 humans is, like, beating up. But I think humans versus a horse is a bit more equal than people seem to think. For some reason, I've seen people think horses are, like, weak. They're not weak. A horse is huge.
Honestly, like, a horse, if it started, we're just gonna have to, like, outlast it.
Yeah.
If that horse starts, like, frantically throwing its back legs, like, they can kick your chest so hard, your heart stops. They can, especially if it's, like, a domesticated horse with hooves.
Yeah.
They can, like, kick so hard, they can kick your face completely off your body. So it's like, we'd have to wait for that thing to tire.
Yeah. Like, they actually kick with, like, a ton of pressure in their hooves. It's insane.
Like we're talking about force that can literally stop your heart with a kick. Like, this is crazy force.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at the rest of the list, and I'm seeing pretty much everything else would kind of get beat up, except for one.
Okay, what?
And
hold on, what's okay? Like pit bulls. Okay, yeah, he was.
Like pit bulls. One person can beat a pit bull if they really try.
Like one like significantly strong person can take that the average pit bull. A warthog, same thing.
Yep.
Okay, chimp. If you put 10 people on the chimp is done.
Right, a chimpanzee can maul one person, but there's 100 of them, so now the chimp's getting mauled. It's like, that simple.
Kangaroos. Listen, I've seen one person out wrestle a kangaroo and take it to the ground. I've seen one person do that. I think 100 people more than got it.
Yep. Now the one.
Kangaroo, listen, hold on a second. In the words of Islam Makhachev, kangaroos have good striking, but not very good wrestling. In the words of Islam Makhachev.
A wolf.
I mean, aren't kangaroos like good boxers?
No.
Yeah, they got good striking, good kickboxing, but not very good wrestling.
Yeah, they're not good boxers. They're good kickboxers. Like, they kind of just like grab and scratch. Now a wolf,
I was gonna say,
like a wolf is overwhelming a single person. Again, there's 100 people here. If this was like one person could beat, like these would be conversations, but.
I mean, like, I don't know. What if it's a wolf? I don't know if that's cheating.
A pack of wolves versus 100 people. Okay, so your average wolf pack's like 15, 20. So I think the humans still outnumber, but that could be, more of an even fight, or like humans barely win. But yeah, single wolf here, yeah, that's not good. Speaking of the man of the hour, silverback gorilla, he is getting jumped. They've literally had scientists say this.
Like, listen, man. He's getting Mahito jumped. He's getting Sukuna jumped. He's getting JJK jumped. That's just how it's gonna.
Yep.
That's what's gonna happen.
It's a Dark Souls boss, right? Like, yeah, he's got a lot of health. He hits very hard, but you can just wear him down. That's what you got to do.
Like, he's gonna at least knock over and injure like 20 people, but I think we got it.
Yep. Now the one that's interesting is the great white shark. In that,
I don't know how the hell this work.
It's interesting because the shark does technically have a couple weak spots, but I don't know if the 100 feral people just turned into Olympic swimmers or something, but now this fight's in the ocean.
The average person can't swim, so it's like this water has to be at least like neck high for the average person for this to even begin to work.
Yeah. So this is very situational in location. I think the shark wins though, because A, they're just so robust, and so strong that, punches, except to the gills, nose, and eyes, aren't really going to do anything. And
like, okay, if this is in neck deep water, theoretically, if 100 people are able to grab it, they push off the sand, like they could maybe like wrestle it to the shore, and then they pretty much beat it that way. If it's in like neck deep water, like they would have something to push off of, so they can maybe do that. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Now, in actual open water, where the shark would be,
and we just have to assume that these are like these 100 people are professional swimmers.
Yep.
Or at least decent swimmers.
Like, I think even feral, rage, zombie virus, right? Like mind control, anger, like they're not beating the shark. They're not beating the shark.
I mean, I don't know if it's in open water. I mean, they can't punch it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever tried to punch in water, but you punch like astronomically weaker in water than you do on land, so that's not really gonna work.
Yeah, and these things, they're like over a ton. Some of them get to 2 tons.
Yeah,
they're massive beasts.
Like despite being a ton, they are bulky for their size. Despite being a ton, they are bulky.
And they are very fast.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all seen them like jump their entire body length out of the water to kill a seal. And there's even reports of great whites taking down smaller whales. So, like, no, these are not things to mess with. Like, yes, I know people meme on them because of orcas, but orcas just outclass them. That's even worse.
Yeah.
They're just bigger and stronger.
I mean, okay, what outclasses them? Like literally the humans of the sea, and those sadistic monsters called like a pod of dolphins. That's about it. Everything else dies.
Yeah. Everything else is just hyena, same thing as a wolf, jaguar.
I don't think I see polar bears on the list.
Yeah.
But if they were on the list, like where'd you put the polar bear? Yeah. I mean, if polar bears were on the list, I think they'd probably go in advantage because, like,
yeah, I think they'd have advantage.
Everything except for grizzly bears is just times 5.
Yeah, they're bigger, they're stronger. I mean, like they can deadlift a couple ton whale out of the water if they really feel like it. They can kill a walrus that's several tons of muscle and fat. I mean, they're not great at killing walrus, but they can do it.
I don't know how they kill those whales. I see the videos of them killing them and pulling them out the water, and I'm still amazed. Like, bro, how the fuck are you pulling a beluga whale out of the damn water?
Yeah.
What?
And exceptional polar bears have been weighed at over a ton. Their paws are like damn near a foot across. They could be 12 feet tall. They can look into a bus window. Like, they're just enormous monster carnivores.
And the thing is, they're hyper carnivores. They're even more aggressive than the grizzly bears.
Yep. So they'll see the 100 rabid people charging at them, and they'll think it's Christmas dinner.
Bro, they'll think it's a gift from God himself. They should just see that.
Yep, so with that established, I think I'm calling it here because, well, there's nothing else really worth talking about. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to argue a panda's beating 100 people.
Yeah, I mean, like, every other animal would probably just, like, be similar to the other one. Like, if I say a Cape buffalo, would probably be similar to a bull.
Right.
Like, if I say, like, a zebra, that'll probably be similar to a horse. Like, every other land animal probably, like, just, like, probably fit in there. And by the way, for the one person that asks, no, we're not putting any snakes. There's no snake on planet Earth that's beating 100 people.
Yeah.
It's not happening. They
don't
exist.
Like, I wouldn't even count venomous snakes because, like, okay, it bites somebody, they die, but, 2 other people just step on the snake and they win. So.
I mean, not even that. I mean, it bites one person. The other person grabs it, either rips it in half or steps on his head, and they just carry that person to the hospital. Like, one person dying is probably unlikely. That's what would happen realistically.
Yep. So, thanks, friends, for joining this interesting experiment. I can't wait for the comments on this one, bro. It's going to be filled with such stupidity.
I can't wait, bro. I'm gonna be reading the comments with popcorn, bro. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yep. So, see you guys later.